Had some technical difficulties. Anybody? I see two people in here now. Who else is in here with me? Hey, sorry for the confusion, everybody. Thanks for uh, for joining in tonight. I'll give it just a couple minutes because I know some people are over on the other link trying to get back on over here. I know our James from Crankin and Yankins over there probably trying to get over as well. Just give me just a second before we get started. Good to see you, Russell. Thanks for tuning in. Brian, you as well. Oh, he made it. James, good to see you, my friend. So just give it a couple more minutes because the confusion on the folks with the link. It's my bad. All right, Led the Fish is on as well. Mark O'Harold or one-armed Pooh Bear Baits. That's right, Brian. A little confusion is also known as a slow bite. So, while I got everybody on here, I think I think all of you have at least registered one bass in the Big Bass Challenge. So I'd say I'd tell you thanks. Now, James, I'm a little disappointed in Louisiana. I'm just going to say it up front. We gotta. I thought I'd at least see a pretty big bass from you guys. I know we got a couple days left, so I still have my hopes up for you that you're going to be able to throw something with some length and weight into the system. Although I will tell you, you got several on the board. That's for sure. So just a couple more minutes. Give everybody just a minute or so. And Russell, a 4-pounder out of the pads up there in Maryland, that was impressive. I will tell you that was I was impressed with that catch for sure. So, um, that's right, James. It ain't over till it's over. That's for damn sure. You're right about that. So I don't know if Gary from Gary's Fish Tales is going to be on here, but he told me he's going to, he's down in Florida, and he's down in the he's down close to Seminole. Well, it's not close. He's an hour from Seminole. He's making a special trip to Seminole tomorrow because he thinks that's going to be the answer to getting the big bass. Um, I give him. I always give him a little bit of hell about living down there, and he's fished like 3 or 4 tournaments on Seminole. Now he's placed third or fourth in them, but he ain't never caught anything over 3 pounds. Yeah, I seen that, James. I seen you caught another one right at 18 inches. So, well, I'll tell you what. I don't know how many other folks will get on here, but I'll go ahead and give you the update, and I'll probably do it more than once as people come on. But um, right now we got 3 bass that are registered over 20 inches. Slow bite Seminole. Yeah, that's right. Russell. Um, Linda Hedrick has registered a bass at 22 3/4. That's a pretty good sized bass. And then Michael Lotzenizer has got a 21-inch bass, and Matthew Newcomb, which Matthew was on, I think he put it on video, and I think James, you seen it, 20 and 7/16. Um, that's a pretty good bass. And then we got a 19 and a quarter from Eric from Bank to Table. And then at number 5 right now is Russell at 18 and a half. And James and from Cranking and Yanking and Joe from Parabellum Fishing are there at 18 inches. So you're not way out of the lead, but you're down out of the top 3 slots. I did just get a picture of just a stud smallmouth from Mike Pendleton. He sent a 17 and 3/4 inch smallmouth. I mean, it was fat too. That's a good size smallmouth. Just is not going to beat out the largemouth one though. Yeah, I've seen some folks are catching some fish up there in Michigan though. Yeah, Brian, you did. You did. I got it down here. You got 119, Brian. Thanks for that. I got it. Just didn't. I don't have them in order. James is at 19 and a half. I didn't. Oh, did you send one at 19 and a half? I must have missed it. Did you send it yesterday? James? I must have missed it. I'm sorry. Because I wrote these down yesterday about 4 o'clock, and I just looked in my email. I didn't think I seen the other one, but the smallmouth. But I'll make sure I have everybody. But right now, I think I'm pretty confident the 22 and 3/4, the 21 incher, and the 20 and 7/16 bass are. I'll make sure I go back and get it, James. Are in the top 3 slots. So, we like it was already said, it ain't over until it's over, and we got another couple of days on there. But I plan on announcing. Yeah, this is the last weekend. I plan on announcing the winner next week in my 6 May standard, my weekly video that I put out. That's right. I did see it, James. You're right. I'm sorry. I just missed it. I did see that. You're right. That's the old man in me, just forgetting. I have a little bit of this thing called CRS. My wife tells me I got it bad. CRS is can't remember shit. So I do have that. Yeah, James, you need a 23. It's going to take a 23 to pop into the top spot. So if you really want that, if you're really looking for that rod and reel, man, it's a nice rod and reel too. I got 3 of them. You're going to have a 23 incher. And long as you're not tied on length, we don't care about weight in this tournament. That's the kicker. Yeah. So something I wanted to ask everybody that's on here, I got 2 more tournaments I'm going to do this year. I don't want to do. Yeah, Russell, I think CRS is contagious. I think I just turned 50, and I think it just turned up a notch when I turned 50. I'm doing 2 more tournaments this year, and I'm thinking the next one is going to be in June. Engineering hook sets. The current leader is Linda Hedrick, and she's at 22 and 3/4. I knew more people come on. So right now for engineering hook sets, top 3: Linda Hedrick, 22 and 3/4. Michael Lotzenizer at 21 inches, and Matthew Newcomb at 20 and 7/16 are the top 3 right now. That's where we're at. But the tournament I was thinking about doing in June was just your 3 biggest bass of the month, and we do it in length. So if you got 3 20 inchers, 60 inches, that yep. Hey, there's still another day or 2 to go, man. You might beat 22. So I'm thinking 3. You register 3 bass, and you can do them one at a time or all 3 at once, however you wanted to do it. Just email them in to me. Um, but what kind of prize is worth it? I want to make sure. I picked rod and reel on my own, and I think it's a pretty nice setup with the Halo rod and the Daiwa reel. But what's something that would everybody would want to go out and do this tournament other than bragging rights? Hell, I'll buy a big old giant trophy if that's what somebody wants, right? Everybody wants something to strap to the hood of the truck and say I won a fishing challenge or a fishing tournament. I can do that. Um, but is it tackle? Is it money? Is it both? Rod and reel? What's something good for the 3 bass challenge that you guys would jump on? Well, you're right. I let's see. Testosterone goes down, CRS goes up. That's good. Tackle gift card is great. Okay. That's what I was kind of leaning on because we all got a tackle addiction we want to support. Tackle's always good. I'm a fan of Tackle Warehouse. I know some folks do Tackle Warehouse, some do Bass Pro Shop. I'm a big fan of Tackle Warehouse. If we do that, and the one reason I like it, and I think Russell already sent you a gift card, and I did it electronically. So I can just go on there, and whatever the amount is, I can just send you an electronic gift card where you can use it at your next purchase. I think it worked pretty well, Russell. Have you worked it out? Jane said he'd jump on almost anything except buck. I'll tell you what, James, I get a kick out of you two fishing though. You guys put some good content out there. Yeah, Russell said that the electronic gift card worked great. So maybe that's what it'll be. Maybe a $200 gift card for first, 150 for 100 for second, 50 for third. Right now, I'm thinking three bass lengthwise collectively would be the winner. So I mean, but I sure would like to do something if someone got over, say, put a mark on the wall. So if you got 64 inches or something like that, there's got to be a number that's just like a remarkable length for 3 bass. And 3 20-inch bass that's definitely 3 5-pounders, which is very possible. But 66, 64, 68, maybe that's a mark that we do. Like if the winner is going to be the winner, but if you get over this certain mark, we'll throw something extra in. I need to think that through. Yeah, we're going to do it in June because the folks that follow me up in Michigan and I know it's cold up there right now, but they're catching them up. They're starting to catch them. But I want everyone to be able to participate equally. I know April's tough for New Hampshire, Michigan, Minnesota. Although I tell you what, man, Minnesota, Michigan in June is pretty hot. I mean, I used to tear them up when I lived up in Minnesota in June. So, Brian, you think 60 inches in June is big? Yeah, it might be. James, what do you think down in Louisiana? Is that something possible? You think if you think 6'3" bass that equals 60 inches is in the realm of possible? I know it's possible in Virginia. I it's if you have a good day, you have 2 good days in a month, you can definitely pile it up. Yeah, it is finesse fishing time. On a good day, it is, but you got a whole month, James. You got a whole month to do it, right? You catch 5-pounder on the second, 4.5-pounder on the 13th, and then on the 30th of June, you get an 8-pounder, and woo, you got a big string. As long as you get them registered. Well, yeah, Mark, I know they do go deep a little bit. But June is They start going deep, but they're still pretty catchable in June in the South. I've lived all over the United States, so you jump up over the border into Texas and make it happen. Yeah, James, I mean, I know you fish Toledo Bend and Caddo and all those lakes down there, but you got Sam Rayburn, that's not too far. You got all kinds of I look on the map down there in your area, man, you got some great fishing lakes. Well, yeah, Russell getting 3 out of the girls off the bed would do it, but they ain't gonna be on the beds in June, so yeah, Brian, yeah, you can catch a ton of bass in Mooney. By the way, you might wanna watch tomorrow's video, I'm just gonna throw that out there. Um, I I caught a ton of bass in Mooney last year in June, July, and in, Murraball. Huh. Um, on Hunting Run too, I tore them up on both lakes in June, and Able. No Fish Able as Marty likes to call it. I'm surprised that Marty not on here, but, yeah, I think what I'll do is once we get the, winner announced, next week, Bass and the Furious. Hey, good to see you, Ty. Thanks for tuning in. Ty has been tearing it up on the tournament circuit. So once we get the winner announced on the 6th, I'll put a commercial out and a video out for the 3 Bass Challenge for the month of June. I think that should whet everybody's appetite, give us a challenge to go after. And I think what I'll do on prizes, I'll make it the gift cards. That way, if you do need a rod or a reel, if you do need a rod or reel, heck, you got $200 to put on a rod or reel, whatever you need. So I think it'd work out. So I'll put a video out, a video commercial out for the 3 Bass Challenge, probably around the 10th or 12th of. I'll be in San Diego that week, but sometime that week I'll put something out to everybody. Oh, really? Oh, I didn't know that, James. That Moorvale was the big bass lake before Lake Fork. Huh. So interesting that you mentioned Lake Fork. Yeah, Ty, you definitely want to be in the next tournament. I don't remember if you registered for this month, but you still got 2 days if you want to register. I just read an article. A friend of mine, he lives in McAlester, Oklahoma. He's a family friend, I should say. 2 days ago, caught his 200th bass over 10 pounds. And he does it in southeast Oklahoma and out of Lake Fork in Texas. He guides on both those lakes. He's 65, and he was, he's a famous guy in our area when I was growing up in McAlester, Oklahoma. But he's caught 200 bass over 10 pounds in the last 25 years. And he does a lot of guiding down on Lake Fork. And he said he caught probably 90 of those 10-pound bass out of Lake Fork. Hey, Linda. Linda, I don't know if you caught it, but you're winning right now, 22 3/4. I'll just go over the standings as of today. We still got time to go one more time since Linda just jumped on. You are leading with 22 3/4. Michael Latterhouse is at 21, and Matthew Newcomb, which is engineering hook sets, if I'm not mistaken, is in 3rd. What did he catch the majority on? He didn't say, Ty. I mean, he catches them on everything. I mean, he focuses on 3 lakes actually 2 lakes in Oklahoma and 2 lakes in Texas. Lake Fork, I can't remember the other one. And he knows the patterns. When you can fish every day and fish the same lakes over and over like he does and guiding, you're gonna know where those big bass are. Lindy. Okay, sorry. Lindia. Okay, sorry, Lindia. Gotcha. I'll make sure I write that down right. And I did write your name down right. I just pronounced it wrong, Lindia. Hey, but don't stop fishing because James, he could pull a miracle out, throw us a 23 or 24 up down in Louisiana, and he'll do it if he gets a chance. All right. Well, I want to stay on at least for 30 minutes just to make sure that folks that are coming on to find out what the status of the tournament is on. But um, thanks again for everybody tuning in for this. Like I said, I'll get a commercial out for the three bass challenge. It'll be the same type of setup. You just had to send me an email. I'll send you a code. Um, do I launch at the bridge at Able? I do. I do at horrible boat ramp. Matter of fact, someone sent me a note on Facebook on my channel today and asked me about launching at Able, and it's a pain in the butt because there's no boat dock, as you know, Brian, and some of you know that fish down here. And Ty, I'm sure you fished in Lake Able at least once or twice, living down in this area. Didn't know. Oh no, I don't have a private ramp. No, no, I don't live on Able, Brian. I live in Seven Lakes, which is just up the road here. A couple miles. And if before you ask, yes, Seven Lakes is popular for the big bass and the private lakes here, and I have caught one or two out of it. Man, Lydia, they James is wanting this win. I really do think I really do think I ought to go buy one of those cheap giant trophies for the next one. Facebook is throwing all kinds of stuff. Your son is moving to North Prince George, Virginia. Any good fishing around here? Yes. It's not far from where I'm at. Prince George is probably 30 miles north of us. Actually, the best bass lake in this area, so says Game and Fish, is just there in Fairfax, which is a county below. They call it the reservoir. I can't remember. Brian, you may know what I'm talking about, off the Potomac. Ty, you probably know it as well. That's a good fishing lake. And then you got all these lakes around here where I'm fishing, where we're fishing at. It's plenty of good fishing. So yeah, North Prince George, Virginia is it's getting Prince George County or Prince George, Virginia. Do you know, Mark? Because I think there is a town called Prince George, and there is a Prince George County, if I'm not mistaken. Prince George County is north. And in the reservoir up there that I'm talking about, your son lives in mid-Florida and doesn't fish. James, man, you didn't have him tied to the boat when he's growing up? I mean, that's what my dad did to me. I can remember many a times when I was told my dad I wanted to go home on a 6-hour I was, 6 or 7 hours into a fishing trip and getting the boat paddled to the back of the head when I was growing up. But everybody does their thing, right? These kids grow up, they get away from fishing. My son doesn't fish neither. He lives up in Maryland, doesn't fish. But by golly, I take my grandson fishing. Brian, I ain't catching no fish out of mud puddle. Although people call Able Lake a mud puddle. I will I will throw something out. The town 20 minutes from the Army base. Which Army base? Mark? He's up at Belvoir, Fort Lee. I'm a retired military guy. I know all these places. Just tell me which Army base, and I'll tell you. I can scope him out a fishing spot pretty quick. The town 20 minutes from the Army base. Fort Lee. Okay, so he's actually Fort Lee. He's good. He's down by Richmond. So he's got several good lakes down there. Um, there's some really good places down there, around Fort Lee. Actually, he's not that far where you couldn't fish, Hunting Run or Nye Reservoir is probably about a 35, 45-minute drive for him because Fort Lee's north part of Richmond. But there's some really good lakes. Then I can't Chesden, Lake Chesden down there. It's electric only lake. A pretty popular place. I know Marty from Ripping Lips. He placed fourth in the tournament down there. First time he went down there. So it's a pretty good lake, and it was cold at the time. So it's a pretty good lake down there. So there's Mark. There's some good lakes down there, and when he moves, if he moves in the area, tell him to get a hold of me. I'll introduce him. I'll take him out if he wants to do some exploring and jump in a boat with me, and I can get acclimated to the area. I don't mind. So I know Brian. I'm going to take your recommendation from the other day. I'm going to go out crappie fishing tomorrow. When I went out bass fishing Monday afternoon, the bass are off the bass are off, the females are, jumped off the beds already. So I was like, but I seen so many crappie in schools up in the flats, so I'm going to jump out and do some crappie fishing tomorrow. Hey, Russell, you need to come down and go fishing with me. You need to come down here. You need to get in a boat, and we need to film an episode together. I think that'd be a great plan if you can figure out a weekend that you could get out of the hustle and bustle of DC and take you about an hour to get down here, but go down to Hunting Run or over here to Mooney with me and spend some time out on one of these big lakes in a boat with me. For those of you who don't know, if you don't follow Russell on RWA Fishing, Russell is the grinder of fishermen up here in the DC area. He jumps out. He wears his hip waders, jumps out in those pads in the ponds and catches fish. He's out there in the snow. So Russell, come jump in my boat with me. I want to take you on the boat. You think that big bass are hard to come by right now. Yeah, they're moved off. I don't think you're gonna catch a bunch of males guarding the nest right now here in Virginia. I think you might find one or two females that are, they don't all spawn exactly the same time, but yeah, I'm Russell. I'm just about an hour away, so let me know. I'll send you an email with my address. You already have it, and just let me know when you want to come down, and we'll go out on a boat, most definitely. Brian, I think I can go over to Abel. Abel's got some big crappie in it. That's where I'm going to go. Yeah, you read my mind. Abel's loaded. So that's what I think I'm going to do. Go over to Abel and see what I can do. Are you going to get out for the next couple of days, Brian? Okay. You going to Mooney? You're going to where else? Or you going somewhere else? Lindia, I'm looking. I see your photos. I'm going to guess Georgia, Alabama, Florida. Are you down south of us? You're running 14 rods crappie fishing. Wow. Mooney and Abel. Okay. Oh, you're on Okeechobee. Nice. No wonder you're winning the big bass tournament. I don't know who it was, but someone registered, and you might be on here. Said, I'm going to register, but I'm going to guarantee you someone from Florida is going to win. And it looks like somebody from Florida may win until James catches that 23 incher that he's after. So, Brian, I might see you out there tomorrow. I do got to do some work in the morning. But as soon as I get done, I'm going to try to get in the boat probably by noon. Get out. The good thing about getting out crappie fishing, it don't matter what time of day. Typically, they're biting. Lydia, you're running 14 rods. How many arms are out there on the boat with you? If you got 14, and is there I think it's a 2-rod. If I'm not mistaken, we got a 2-rod limit in Virginia. Russell, Brian, Ty, isn't that true? Or am I thinking wrong? I've lived in so many states, I lose track. 14 rods is a lot of rods to run for crappie fishing, but that's a good way to tear them up. Okay, all right. Well, yeah, I can only fish with one. I have seen a few folks in my time just have the crappie fishermen would just look like tentacles on the front of their boat, um, fishing. Hey, Russell, I'm curious. I mean, you do most of your fishing in, you don't do most you do most of your fishing in Maryland. Do you have a Maryland do you have to do a Maryland, Virginia, DC license? I didn't even think about that. Oh, you have to have all 3. Okay, wow. They oughta make a deal for folks that live in DC. And, Russell, I know you've lived there your whole life, but, you ought to get a fishing license. If you live in DC, you get your fishing license, works in both Virginia and Maryland because you can throw your line pretty much from anywhere in DC into Virginia or Maryland. So, um, well, everybody, thanks for tuning in real quick. I'm going to cut it here in just a minute, but I'm just going to go over for anybody that came in late. Um, the I'll go ahead and just repeat it one more time. Lindia, I'm sorry. You're in the lead at 22 and 3/4. Michael Lotzenhauser at 21. Matthew Newcomb 20 and 7/16. I know we got a couple more days. If you get me your photo, if you get something, get me your photos in. If you get them in a little late, I'm not gonna lose any sleep over it. But um, I will get just as like I said earlier. I will announce the winner in my 6 May Friday edition that I put out. I do got a video coming out tomorrow, and that somebody's going to win a gift card on guessing the weight of the bass, that the big bass that I caught. Um, I'm going to continue doing that as long as I keep catching big bass. I've got 4 or 5 more big bass I haven't posted, so I like doing it. Just part of it, I like to see who gets the closest. And if I give you $25 for a gift card, whoever wins, that's $25 at a tackle that I don't have to explain what I'm doing. Ordering so much tackle in here. So I don't mind throwing out a gift card every once in a while. So I'll try to do one a month as long as I can. Heck, maybe I just do a small bass if I run out of big bass to do the guess on. But like I said, 6 May, we'll be putting out the winner. Get in your entries as soon as you can this weekend, and I do have the winner for the big bass guest coming out tomorrow on a video. So again, thanks everybody. Good luck in your fishing, James. I hope you do get a 23 incher. I know you got one down there. Lindia, you might get a 24 incher out of Okeechobee, so you never know. So, hey, good night, everybody. Appreciate it.